Hey guys, and welcome back to our Purposeful Movement membership. This class is going to stay super short. We're going to go about 15 minutes and we're going to combine all of our mobility and our functional strength and our rotations and everything that is so good for our shoulders today. So, as always, you can lift with zero weights, you can lift with heavy weights, you can lift with moderate weights. Just make sure that you're holding the postures and the positioning really well so you're not overlifting. If you get into a super heavy weight and your body isn't ready for it yet, you'll actually do more harm than good. So we want to start light, work your way forward. Do these every day, do them routinely, and you will increase strength as you go. All right, guys, so let's get started. We're going to do some just gentle shoulder mobility and warm-ups here. We're going to go about 30 seconds each. And let's begin. Take these hands above your shoulder height, palms forward, and we're just going to rotate back and forward. So you can think thumbs back and thumbs forward. What this is doing is just really working through some of this mobility. You can get the elbows to move as much as you want. You can raise and lower the shoulders with this. Whatever feels good here. And then we're going to go straight arms, thumbs facing backward, and just pull straight back. We're trying not to overarch the back here. Okay, we really want to work just from this shoulder and armpit area. Now, if you can't get all the way up, you're just going to work in whatever plane you come to an end at. Okay, so if you're way up here, we're working up here. If you're out in front of you, you're working out in front of you. Bring the hands down behind the back, palms facing out. And again, we're just gonna work by pressing out. When I hurt my shoulder, this was almost an impossible motion for me to do or even get to. So if you can't even get your hands here in this position, then all you're gonna work on is getting this kind of palms backward rotation. And it can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be behind your back. All right, we're gonna take this right arm and make a big figure 8. Lead with your thumb and let that thumb dive around. You can kind of add some gentle neck movements. Really just make sure your joints are moving and feeling good. And then we're gonna do the same with the left. So it really doesn't matter if you're making your figure 8 front to back, in to out. I don't know if you can go different directions on this one, but if you can, it might make more sense to you to do it a different way. That's totally fine. Can even get these hips to move a little bit. If our hips aren't moving, our shoulders aren't moving. Get everything loosened up. And take both of those hands, thumbs up. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades and pull back together. And we're going to add a little rotation. So we're going to go thumbs down, thumbs back. Rotating down, rotating back. And again, we're trying to keep that core strong, so don't be sticking out the belly or sticking out the butt. Keep your back nice and neutral. All right, feel how those shoulders are nice and warm. Already you can feel this. We're gonna bring that posture up nice and strong on these. Okay, so now we've got 3 exercises. We're gonna do them for 45 seconds on, 15 minutes rest. So grab your weights and we'll get started with these. Our first one, we've got a 45-degree angle raise. It's gonna look about like this. So on this one, you can either go both hands together or you can go alternating. Okay, whatever feels good on your shoulders. We're gonna go ahead and start, and then I'll keep explaining some things as we go too. Now, if you want to make this a little bit extra balance and core, we'll just go ahead and balance on one leg. The idea here is that the lift is coming from an extended shoulder, so not by hiking up your shoulders here. So down and long. We're going to try to go the whole time on one single foot. And again, remember, your range of motion is your range of motion. If you can do 5 and you have to drop the weights, that's fine. If you can't lift all the way up to shoulder height, that's fine. Just make sure you have good posture to start with. And rest there. Okay. Our next one, we're going to come into this neutral spine, bent forward, pinkies up, and we're going to lift one side and then the other side. And let's go. So again, you can do this with double at the same time, or you can do single, single. When I'm first starting out on these, I like to do single, single, because I feel like I can really target that area around my whole shoulder blade and squeeze my inner scapula right to the spine. Double is just a little bit harder for me when I'm first starting out on these. Perfect. Okay, we've got one more exercise left, and it's that same bent over pattern. So if that's bothering your low back, just step back with one foot. We're going to come into the straight arm again. Don't lock the elbows, and then we're going to lift straight behind. So again, we want a slight squeeze of the shoulder blades, and we're really looking for that whole back complex between the tricep and the shoulder blades to really work through here. You could also do single. Just do one arm and then the other. You could do a single, single, double. There's really no wrong way to do these, guys, unless they hurt or you're in some really weird position. We're gonna make sure you don't do that. All right, so we've got those 3 exercises. We're gonna go through them twice more. Adjust your weights appropriately. You can go up in weights, you can go down in weights, and we'll get through this quick workout sooner than you even knew it would be possible. Okay, 45-degree angle raise. Switch legs if you're balancing. Core is nice and tight, which means tummy, belly button is drawn in towards your spine. And really think about lifting, not just swinging. Shoulders are pulled up, not up here, but back and down. Hang in there, we're almost there. You can see how effective these are right away. Okay, and we're gonna come into that bent over, reverse pinky lift, single or double. Here we go. Now I'm looking up at you half the time, but you really want to keep your ears in line with your shoulders. Core is nice and tight. And remember, think about the muscle group that we're working. The back shoulder blade area, squeezing that scapula to the spine on every lift. I think it's kind of fun to hit the weights together. When I lift by myself, I like to clunk them. All right. And then we have that bent over rear lift again, that tricep and posterior complex. Strengthening, lifting again. 5 seconds. Remember, step back with one foot if your low back is bothering you. Otherwise, come into this nice neutral spine and we lift. Same thing, ears in line with your spine. And we've got this nice neutral, soft knees. Step back if you want to. Now, if this is horrible, remember, can do this way up here. Okay, you just gotta focus on those muscle groups that you wanna work and make sure that that's where you're lifting. Don't substitute. Nice. Okay guys, we've got one more round. Set your weights down for a couple of seconds if you need to. Adjust heavier, adjust lighter, whatever you need to do. We're gonna knock out this last set. 45 degrees. Here we go. So I'm gonna alternate which foot I'm balancing on this time, as long as I remember. This is definitely my stronger balance foot. Think about all those posture things. Core is tight. Shoulder blades are drawn back and down. All right, switch your feet if you're balancing. I love light weights, higher reps for these posture muscles. Perfect. You know, we have to use them all day long. We really need them to have a lot of high endurance. Okay, we're doing that. Pinky up, reverse fly. Here we go. Hang in there. Try a double if you want to. See if you can coordinate those body parts to work at the same time. Woo! So tricky for me to do. So your chest, your pecs, also, if they're not very loose, you're gonna have a really hard time with this exercise. So we're gonna do some stretches at the end, get that loosened up as well. That's what a lot of that front mobility stuff was about too. If you don't have the mobility, it's really hard to find the strength in the correct muscles. Hey guys, we've got our last one. We're going into the pinky lifts, rear delt. And again, you don't have to be bent forward for this one. You do want to lift from those triceps though. We've got a nice straight arm lift. I know in the window it kind of looks like a bent arm when I'm facing you. We've got that goofy camera angle. Woo! They're getting tough. Come on, guys. Woo! All right, set those weights down. All right. Ooh, a little bit of a sweat there working up, but I tell you what, guys, these exercises are so great just if you're in midday. It's not a huge, big workout, and you know, feel this already. You just feel this coming back into the right, I want to say dimensions. It kind of is the right dimensions and the right positioning here, so you can go through your day with all that released tension here. So let's stretch just a little bit. Take your hands, palms on your hips, fingertips to the floor, and then I want you to draw the elbows together. Even if they won't go very far, it's mostly the act of doing these things. They don't have to be done perfectly. And over time, we get better and better and better at them. Again, yeah, still moving those hips. Roll out those shoulders. And then let's do one more here. We're gonna take the hands and clasp them this time behind the back. Press the fingertips to the floor. So we are arching the back forward this time, okay? Pushing the chest forward, rolling the shoulders back, the head of the shoulder, roll it back right here. Again, you're kind of drawing those elbows towards each other. And we're gonna add the swing. Lift up the hands, swing it out. And then loosen them up, roll them out, shake everything out. Strength is mobility, mobility is flexibility, and it all rolls into one together, guys. I hope you enjoyed this functional workout with me today. I want you to realize that it can be quick, it can be super effective, and we can really combine a whole bunch of things into one workout so that you don't have to be spending your hours doing yoga and then doing rehab and then doing strength and doing everything. We're just gonna roll them all in together. So if you haven't yet, check out the other classes inside the Purposeful Movement membership, and I'll see you for more in there. Otherwise, if you're just here for the free 5-day challenge, or you're in the 5-day challenge, which is within the membership, I will see you back here tomorrow for day 2.